right, guys. So we're here, episode 2, September 12th at 11 o'clock or 1 o'clock. And then we got my co-host, Randy Bryant, Chi-Town Savage. And then we got the other Savage, Richie Savage, on there.
What up? Excited to chop it up with y'all.
What's that?
Excited to chop it up with y'all.
Oh, hell yeah,
man,
me too.
Dude. Yes, indeed, man. This is gonna be a great experience. We're gonna talk about some good stuff. We're gonna talk about some wrestling. We're gonna talk about some nutrition. We're gonna talk about putting ourselves in a position to see that enlightenment that help us be successful in life. It's gonna be fun. It's gonna be good.
Yes, sir.
Cool.
But yeah, thank you, bro, for coming on.
Like as an educator, right? So at the beginning of the year, I did this whole in-service with teachers and how to implement like what's going on with the youth, how to implement that into their classroom. And like 90% of the teachers in the classroom, and this is probably, man, roughly 10 months ago, 90% of the teachers in that group didn't even know what a TikTok was. I taught them what a TikTok was, how to implement it in their lessons. Dude, it was crazy how they were like so out of touch with it. They had no idea.
Where do you teach there?
This is in Texas.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
I swear that's how it was for me, because like I didn't even download it till the quarantine hit, and then that's when I was like, all right, okay, I'll download it because I wasn't doing shit. So then like I'm like, how the heck do you do this? So I'm starting like YouTube and shit and seeing how to like do it, because I'm like behind on that shit too.
See, I like it a lot. I think it's very valuable. I had it for about like a year and a half. I was using it maybe like a year and a half ago with my business, and we would get like 60,000 views. It was like ridiculous, and over videos that we had already done. And it's just hard to find my personal brand identity on there, because I feel like it's a lot of young kids, like the new like internet boys, internet girls, and that doesn't really fit my MO. So finding my space on there was hard, and then I started to do it. And then they came out with the China stuff, and I was like, man, so first I got to find a brand identity to identify with these kids that's not really in cue with what I do. So it would kind of be a little fake, you know, where I would have to try really hard to circumvent myself correctly. And then the Chinese stuff came out, and I was like, man, I already got so much stuff going on that it may not even be worth it, you know?
Right. Yeah, I mean, you seem to be doing good with your marketing and everything like that between Instagram and Twitter and stuff, you know?
Yeah, social media just gets harder and harder though, man. Like, because think about it like this. The reason social media is out is we think it's for us to be social, but really it's for these people to make money. Mm-hmm. So once like it kind of gets perverted in that way, it goes down, because if you look at Instagram, man, like I look at some people who have like, let's just say Hector Lombard, for example, 96,000 followers. Some of his stuff will only get 1,000 views on his video. Right. And and he doesn't have fake followers, you know. I have 16K. I mean, some pictures or videos I'll get 300-400 likes, and it's like, man, how do I get 3,000 likes and then 400 likes? So it's kind of like filtered in a way that is like, you know, you don't really know what's going on.
You could be 6'9", just buy your views. Buy your popularity.
Right, that's what they want you to do. They want you to promote. It's like, bro, it's not part of a brand. That's not an actual business. That's just a person. Like if you see an athlete promote a post where they're not selling anything, it's like, so what are you promoting? Just to grow your brand? Like it's not organic. And if you look at nowadays, the best brands are non-organic. And if you look at marketing nowadays, these companies are paying people to do non-organic marketing. They're not saying, hey, buy my product. They're saying, hey, post a picture using this. Don't even talk about it and just tag. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I got a lot of like a lot. Right. With the just sponsorship, you got a sponsor. Hey, you can, you know, like with the CBD, you just rub it on, you know.
And how corny does it look when you get a guy that's like, hey, check out this CBD. This is the best CBD on the market. You guys should use it. I think that's corny. If someone offered me $1,000 to do that, I'd be like, man, I don't really think I really want to do that, because it would be like, tell my market that, hey, I'm trying to sell you something.
Right.
In reality, I am trying to always be selling something, because I'm always trying to be making money, but you have to go about it in like the most organic way possible, in the way where people don't feel like they're being sold, because you want to offer these people value, like real value. So you give out all this stuff for free, you show what you're doing with your life, and then plug stuff in organically. Once you do it unorganically, it kind of changes the dynamic of the relationship between you and your fans, you know?
I think that goes with my son, the rapper, where he always talks about integrity over money. You know what I'm saying? Integrity over money, integrity over money. So I fully support that with the with what you're branding, right, or what you're pushing out, right? So we talking about CBD, right? You think about somebody that's big in that. Like when I hear CBD and I hear sports, I think the Diaz brothers, right? But they have an investment in that. You know what I'm saying? So when I see them like promoting it, right, and I'm like, all right, well, I know that they're promoting it because that's what they truly believe in, right? That's what they believe in. That's what they're about. It's part of their brand. It's what they do, right? But then I turn
And they
around,
smoke weed too. You know what I mean?
right? That's what I'm saying. Like, so, but then again, I see like somebody, some other fighter or somebody else. I'm like, I ain't never heard this person talk about that, but now all of a sudden they pushing it. Like, where did that come from? So,
Fact. I actually, so I just signed to Paradigm Sports Management, Audio Tar, Carl Reed, Tim Simpson. They manage guys like Conor McGregor, who owns part of the company. They manage Israel Adesanya. They manage Megan Anderson. They manage Stephen Wonderboy Thompson. And a big thing that we're doing right now is, hey, what do I truly believe in that I can start exposing to the public? Now that when I was a wrestler, I couldn't be posting pictures of weed. I couldn't talk about psychedelics. I couldn't talk about, the stuff that I'm into. And now, so people see me as one way, and some people know, some people don't, right? But now how can I brand myself in that way safely to one day saying, hey, I'm going to open up a dispensary. Hey, I'm going to open up a vendor service. Hey, I have my own strain of marijuana.
And now it's organic, like you say,
Exactly. So if I just was like, hey guys, this is like my favorite marijuana brand. This is what marijuana does for you. You guys should go buy it from this guy. They'd be like, wait, you've never posted anything about that. Or it's not true. So part of the play is now, hey, how am I going to enter that market in a safe way where I'm not even making any profit? And then 10 years from now, hopefully I'm a UFC champion. And then I come out with that stuff. And it's like, oh, hey, that matches my brand identity. Hey, that's organic. Hey, he really seems like he's into that stuff the whole time. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
Sometimes it sounds like sometimes you got to like, even if it may take 2 or 3 steps backwards, you might just have to take that step as far as like marketing who you are, your brand, and being part of the social media world with marketing. Like you got to take 2 steps back to make that leap forward, right? Because they got a lot of backlash. Those guys got a lot of backlash for they took years of suspension for being who they are, so on and so forth. But now, you know what I'm saying? Like you said, it's kind of like, we know it's who they are, right? So it's authentic.
They've helped a lot with that movement too. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And now it's like, hey, this stuff can actually help you.
Yeah.
As long as you do it safe, as long as you do it responsibly. There's also a lot of issues that come with it, but it's like, hey, this stuff can help you and can help older people and can help people dealing with cancer. The CBD, CBG can help people that are dealing with like inflammation or anxiety. And like, I love marijuana. I hate THC. So like, I don't really smoke weed, but like, I love the cannabinoids that are in it. There's 129 different cannabinoids. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, dude,
it's natural. It's like a natural pain reliever instead of popping those ibuprofens like we did in college. It's like now you have an alternative. You know what I mean? Because I was popping a lot of ibuprofen and stuff in college when I went D1 and was banging up my body. It's like I had to take a lot of that, and because I wasn't too big on diet and deflammation diet and stuff like that. But it's a good alternative for the pain relievers and stuff.
Exactly, and that's a huge issue. I actually just stopped taking ibuprofen completely. I kind of tried to stop for like 2 years, but it was hard, and then I just completely stopped. Did I cut out or no?
You good? You back?
Yeah, you're good.
And then I just completely stopped. Maybe like 5 weeks ago, I was like, hey, I really need to make this change. I was dealing with some injuries, and I was like, let's do it the natural way now that I'm in a spot to be healthy, And I've noticed a huge difference in really all aspects of my life.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because I stopped doing them like because like in my last training camp back in January, I was like taking them and then my girl was like, yeah, you should watch how many you're taking. It's not good, for your liver and stuff like that. So I
Not
started
only
looking
is it not good
into
for your
it.
liver, but dude, so think about it. An NSAID, a non-steroidal anti-inflammatory drug, right? What it does is it tells your body to decrease inflammation. So now you have a chemical that's triggering your body to decrease inflammation, and it works. It's one of the most powerful drugs in the world, actually. And what happens when you take it so much is now your body doesn't have the anti-inflammatory markers that it once had. So now when your body does become inflamed, you can't naturally uninflame it.
Right.
And also inflammation is a very key part of the healing process. So let's just say I tore a ligament in my knee, right? What happens is it becomes inflamed, it becomes injured because your body sends the inflammation markers there, and when it does that, your body then sends minerals there, then sends all this different collagen, and then sends different minerals there. Blood flow is extremely important. So the inflammation process is actually like a healthy process in order to repair your ligaments, repair your muscles. That's why you get sore after you lift. You know, that's inflammation.
Right.
You know what I mean? And your body goes in and fixes it and it grows it.
The
Yeah,
biggest thing I
it
learned
makes
from it
perfectly good
was,
sense.
biggest thing I learned from it was, I said, you got to think about it, right? Our bodies are way smarter than we are. Way smarter than we are, right? So we try to outthink things that happen naturally with the body, right? So I sit around and I pop all these pills, right? To trick my mind, right? Trick my mind that I'm not feeling ill or I'm not hurting or whatever the case may be. Because that's all I'm doing is tricking the mind, right? And I'm like, okay, I feel better, but the body's still working. What happens when you continue to do this over years and years and years and years and years, the body's going to build up a tolerance for it, just like with any drug, right? So when you really need this stuff, when you're like 60 or 70 or whatever the case may be, the body's build up this tolerance for it, and it doesn't help you at all, right?
But if you do it for 10 years, your body may never go back to the way it was.
Exactly.
Well,
Just like coffee,
that's like
right?
the same
Just
with
like coffee, right?
It's the same
I wake
with
up here and I drink some coffee and it takes me here. But when that coffee weighs down, it takes me all the way down here. So now I need even more coffee. I need even more coffee to get.
Sure.
That's why it's a bad habit, man. With that.
You drinking some coffee right now?
Yeah.
Oh,
I'm from Jersey, yo. I'm drinking coffee, packing the lip, baby.
Did you too? Coffee? Oh my God.
Espresso.
Oh my God.
I got the B12 so I don't crash, all right?
All right. Those go in my oatmeal.
But it's similar to what you're saying about the way your body stops producing it. It's similar to like testosterone and stuff like that. When people take test boosters.
You wrestle these dudes. Like, I remember I was a senior, and I'm not going to really be out on people, but I wrestled dudes that barely fucking had hair, and they were freshmen. And then you could just feel a huge difference. And I know dudes because everyone knows you did it because you used to have to fucking travel with it when you went to Fargo. You used to have to travel with it when you went on these dual meets. I mean, it was prescribed by a doctor, but it was used a lot as a performance enhancer, bro. And when I was a kid, I'm sure, Freddie, you were in the same boat where we were really little. I remember I was Freddie's weight class when I was a kid, and it was like, hey, my mom took me to the doctor.